Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win, or you find a way to lose. Listen, people, we need to have a real conversation. Terence Crawford and Earl Spence. First of all, how you doing? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Got to have a real conversation about our boy Terence Crawford, all right? Now, I'm just being real with you. I don't have a pick when it comes to Terence Crawford and Earl Spence. I think it's a 50-50 fight. I want to be crystal clear when I say that. I'm setting the alarm on the house while I'm talking to you, right? But, hey, look. Earl Spence said something that got my attention. And I wonder if it's true. Now, if you've been following Earl Spence, Terence Crawford, in their interviews, Earl Spence said something that told me that we may have some problems here. Earl Spence, they asked him if he saw anything when he faced off with Terence Crawford. And what they were getting at was when Spence was getting ready to fight Ugas, he said he knew he had Ugas because Ugas was on Twitter and Instagram living the American dream, and how Ugas was so happy to have, the title. Remember, they tried to jerk Ugas. You guys remember how they did him with that title, right? Supposed to be taking the title from Pacquiao. From him giving it to Pacquiao. You remember that? That's what triggered up that flare-up with his alopecia. Horrible what they were doing to Ugas. But nonetheless, Ugas was happy to have the title. He had, he has a very attractive wife or girlfriend. So Ugas was out there, taking pictures, kissing her, pictures of his watch, his jewelry, his house, living the American dream, showing off 32 teeth. You know what I mean? Just Prince Hakeem, happy to be here. I'm so happy to be here, right? Spence said he knew he had him. So they asked him, with Terence Crawford, do you see anything? And he did give Crawford the credit and said, now Crawford's a guy who comes to fight. But my thing is, for me, I started thinking, I said, damn, Spence is right about Ugas did seem to kind of like, hey, I arrived. Everything's going the way I wanted, because remember when Ugas first started boxing, as a pro, he was doing pretty good with Top Rank, had a couple losses, they dropped him. He was, the man was damn near suicidal, didn't know what to do, was able to somehow hook up with the trainer he has now. Somehow they breathed life back into him, just like, Panama Lewis and Louis Resto, right? Somehow was able to breathe life back into him. And then Ugas comes all the way up to where he is now, right? Where he's a big dog at 147. So all I'm saying. So I said, you know what? What about Terence Crawford? Is Terence Crawford out here on his Prince Hakeem? Is Terence Crawford happy to be here? Is he at McDowell's mopping floors and taking down the bandits? You know what I'm saying? Is it the African connection shit going on? Because if you watch Terence Crawford's happy to be here. He's showing all 32 teeth like Prince Hakeem. You understand? And this could be a situation where Terence Crawford is caught up in the moment. And Terence Crawford could be going on the same path as Ugas. And Earl Spence and Derek James see something. Because I was watching Terence Crawford, giving Earl Spence dap, and I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm being honest with you. I need to do a whole nother video about this. Who's meaner? Now, before I would say Terence Crawford. But I think Terence Crawford, man, him having those conversations with Earl Spence on the phone, I think Terence Crawford done got Prince Hakeem happy to be here and let his guard down. You know what I'm saying? And Earl Spence and Derek James may be onto something. And I don't know what's going to happen in the fight. I'm just telling you, for me, that was an interesting observation Earl Spence made, because even with me, I didn't think much of Ugas and sucking face with his girlfriend or wife, and then, their watches and jewelry. I was just like, oh, he just like putting his business out there. He looks happy. But when he got in that fight with Earl Spence. Obviously, man, he just didn't, the dog that he once had in him, maybe it wasn't a Rottweiler, maybe it was more like a Labrador Retriever. But we're going to see, because Terence Crawford has always been mean, always been vicious. But I wonder if Earl Spence kind of softened him up with some of the talk about family and this and that. And, hey, look, man, I understand your position. I'm going to give you what you want. I'm a realistic guy. I'm a fair guy. Forget me taking an 80-20 split like what Devin Haney, 75-25 like Devin Haney hitting Shaquille with. I'm going to go ahead and give you whatever. Both making, 8 figures. And that had Terence Crawford going from being miserable to being happy to be here. Prince Hakeem, welcome to America. Looking for a wife. You want to find a wife? Where do you go in the States? To Queens, New York. And I'm just being honest with you. I'm making a joke about it, but I'm serious as a heart attack. I don't like what I'm seeing out here. I don't. And I'm telling y'all right now, Terence Crawford could be like, this could be the first time where we've seen Terence Crawford kind of cool, but possibly taking a loss because he knows the rematch there. May see a loss as a good thing. Now you get the rematch, and you get another big piece of money. Who knows what the contract says, what the stipulations are in the rematch. Could be another guaranteed 8 figures for him. You know what I'm saying? Shit, Earl Spence, I don't really know. I don't really know much about Earl Spence and him seeming like he's happy to be here if he's on this Prince Hakeem. But for Terence Crawford, Earl Spence seems to be the same as he normally is. Doesn't really say much, but if you kind of lash out at him, he'll lash back at you. Crawford is normally real easygoing, subdued, but he more serious. But for this, he seems a little too personable, too friendly, a little too Prince Hakeem. I mean, something ain't right there. And if Earl Spence recognizes that, he ain't gonna say anything. He may say it after the fight. I knew I had him. That was all part of the plan. We talked on the phone. I knew what to do. And this could. I wonder if Earl Spence is smart enough to pull that off. To actually come out here and make the bully see him as human. Make the bully feel human. Make the bully have emotions and feel love and care. And, I wonder if Earl Spence was smart enough to do that. Because I can tell you what, I think Terence Crawford is mean as hell. But I'm going to be honest with you. My boy looking Prince Hakeem right now. And I'm taking it back to what Earl Spence about Ugas. Because Ugas was straight Prince Hakeem in his Twitter and Instagram posts. If you watch Ugas must have had 46, 47 teeth in his mouth. That's how many goddamn teeth he was showing in them pictures with his little girl and kissing and, jury and all that in the house. That man was definitely living the American dream. But with Prince Hakeem, with Terence Crawford, you're watching these all access, man. Him, his kids, everything. They're showing a little bit more about him. But you watch him, man, he's training, he looks serious in camp. But I'm just talking about the interactions. I want to see how it's going to be the next time they do have an interaction and it's on camera. Is it going to be amicable? Is it going to be pleasant, friendly, smiling, laughing? Or is it going, okay, now you see the quills come out, fight week, they're getting close. You're going to see that dog come out. And then I'll be like, okay, the Prince Hakeem stages are over. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, I'm telling you, for me, I'm kind of edging towards Spence right now because I don't like that. I don't like that, man. Something about his energy. Something about the Terence Crawford energy. I just don't like it. That ain't the same Terence Crawford. But I guess, when you're getting paid, my understanding is all kind of rumors, but like close to 20 million guaranteed, I guess that would make a person smile. You know what I'm saying? Especially when maybe he's just thinking about everything he's had to go through. All the naysayers, a promoter who basically publicly lynched him and ruined his opportunities to sign with another promoter, immediately signed anyway. Maybe you see us all come full circle. And he's like, yeah, say what you want. I'm smiling now, I'm happy. I still plan on doing the business. but I ain't got nothing to be mad about. I've won, and I'm gonna win this fight, and I'm gonna keep winning. Maybe that's how he sees it. But for me, I see a little Prince Hakeem in him, and I'm just being real with you. That being said, let's see what happens. Terence Crawford, is he happy to be here? Very happy to be here, like Prince Hakeem, or is he strictly business like EPMD, and all about getting this win, knockout preferably, against Earl Spence on July 29th? Leave your comments below. Let me know your opinion. Shout out to the veterans, all 7 continents. I'm about to go eat a little curry chicken and potatoes, man, in the breeze.